Hello everybody, the Destroyer here, welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.2 version 6. Today we have a 1v1 on Forts of Isen II between the players Brabox is Dwarves in the top left and his opponents SaMuRaI as Men of the West in the bottom right. This is the Clan War match, of course, AGG versus CH. I don't know what either of those stand for, but there you go. Anyway, we got Dwarves versus Men on Forts of Isen. Hopefully it'll be a good match. So, yeah. Okay, we have a couple mines going down for Brabox here. He's going for a Hollow Warriors start there. And it looks like SaMuRaI going for 2 farms into a 3rd farm and a barracks. Okay. So both teams going for a basic infantry start there, which is perfectly reasonable. Excellent, excellent indeed. I'd imagine he'll go with Guardians. Guardians will be getting his Soldiers of Gondor, but if he gets Phalanxes, of course he can creep the Warglares. It just depends on what he wants to do, really. He's going to go Guardians, though. Probably the smarter option of the two, I think. Because if you go Phalanxes and then Soldiers of Gondor spam starts coming out, he's not going to deal with it very well, so that's definitely the proper choice. Creeping isn't so much a thing as much in Rise of the Witch King 2.02 as it is in BFME 2. BFME 2 creeping is pretty important, I found. You go out and kill the Warglares quickly, you get the gold, and then you get back and start building stuff. But Rise of the Witch King, people don't tend to do it as much, at least not as quickly, not right away. But that's not always true, of course. Anyway, we have Gondor archers from the archer range being thrown down there by SaMuRaI. He's got his 1st battalion of Gondor soldiers on the way across the fords. Meanwhile, we have some Guardians in the mineshaft from Brabox. He's getting a 2nd battalion, and he is... Where does Builder go? There's a Men of the West Builder in there. What, Earth? What in the blazes? Brabox is sending his other builder over here, so possibly he's going to pull out over there. Probably not. This cave troll will just destroy him. Be rather pointless. He'll pull out here, undoubtedly, to engage the Soldiers of Gondor. There he goes. And the Guardians should be able to deal with that. Guardians outclass Soldiers of Gondor, as you would expect. So they should be just fine. SaMuRaI does have Rally Call, but he's opting not to use it there. Both players have Rally Call, in fact. And the Guardians are in aggressive stance, trying to bring down the Soldiers of Gondor before the mine gets down there. And they do indeed succeed there. In the defense, very nice. So there's actually 2 battalions of Guardians there. Oh, careful of the cave troll. Don't want to get punched by that. That would be unfortunate. And there you go. SaMuRaI is now creeping the Warglair. And he will get that gold. And he did it with archers mainly, and soldiers to clean it up after the wargs are dead, which is a good way to do it as well. Instead of starting with a pike unit and sending it over there immediately, just wait a little bit, and then send an army after it. Which is perfectly reasonable. And now we have a bit of engagement here. Dwarves against men. And goes the rally call on the Men of the West. Brabox opting to pull back, and SaMuRaI is going to push forward through the ford. Although not getting any arrows off quite yet. And Brabox is going to retreat into the mines instead of engage in that situation there. He actually has a pretty substantial army. But he has lured the army over there, and he's pulled out a bigger army over in the bottom left to try and catch him off guard, it looks like. We'll see if that works out for him or not. Some Rohan Spearmen have been sent out from SaMuRaI to go creep this Warglair on the opposite side. So we can try to get the gold and stuff from that as well. So that's a good idea. But will he be able to stop this army of Dwarves that is pushing forward to his base? He's got 2 battalions of archers in his base. I wonder if he actually knows these are coming. I don't think he does. He wouldn't have any way to see it. I think he's looking around with his archers, trying to make sure. He's probably wondering where the Dwarven army is, and indeed he has found it. There goes the rally call from Brabox. And Brabox now has a very substantial army there in the base of SaMuRaI. That'll be very hard to stop, especially since most of his army is elsewhere. He's got the pikes there, he's got soldiers there, he's got pikes there, and he's got a couple of battalions of archers here. So I think SaMuRa is actually going to lose a lot here. Most of his base will probably be destroyed before these dwarves will push back. There's more archers coming out there. If he has enough archers, he can of course deal with the dwarves with no problem. Well, I wouldn't use the word no problem, but... Oh, there's a solution. Boromir has joined the fray. Once he levels up, of course, he can freeze the army, and then he can just pelt them all with arrows. And that'll be pretty effective. But of course, he has to get level 2 first. It's been suggested that Boromir's Horn of Gondor is a bit OP. Especially at level 2. I kind of agree with that in a way. I think Boromir's cooldown, either his cooldown or his duration on his Horn of Gondor should be decreased. Alright, let me reverse that. The cooldown should be increased, or his duration should be decreased for the Horn. One of the two. I think it's... He's very strong. Of course, he's always been very strong, though, hasn't he? Every patch of this game, Boromir's Horn is very good. Except some patches have it on level 3. Which isn't terrible. But you see there, that's turned the tide of battle quite nicely with the amount of archers in Boromir. And he does indeed defend his base nicely. Now SaMuRa is actually in a good position. He's got a hero, he's got a very big army. Bravox has a pretty good force too. So we'll see who wins out after that. Bravox is sitting on 2 Hall of the King's Men and a Hall of Archers? Archery range is what they're called. What the fuck am I on about? I don't think he has the military strength to take on the Men of the West, though. Not currently. He's probably going to need to get a hero of his own. Brand would be a good choice. If you can get Brand, you can get some nice slam shots in the archer lines of the Men of the West archer army there. But yeah, we'll see if that happens or not. Meanwhile, SaMuRa's going to keep pushing over here. And he's going to engage. He does have his horn ready as well. I think Bravox knows this. And of course, the more things that Boromir destroys, the quicker he gets leadership. And if he gets leadership, it's basically going to double the strength of the Men of the West. Of course, I say double. That's not entirely accurate. It's only 33%. Well, that's almost double, right? Not really. Yeah, but it'll be very, very big. Rally call going down on both armies there. You can't see the rally call on the Men of the West because they're standing in water, but it is there. I assure you, their feet are glowing. There's the Horn of Gondor. And now the Men of the West are getting lots and lots of kills here. And now he's throwing his Soldiers of Gondor in shield formation. Now that the duration of the Horn of Gondor has worn off, which is good. I would try to do that myself as well. Keep your soldiers in like aggressive stance while their enemy's frozen in line formation, and then switch them back when they're unfrozen. Good micro kind of stuff that you can do to increase your damage output while you have that brief moment. Oof. That charge actually killed some of those Gondor soldiers straight up. Gondor archers rather. Look at Guardians, man. Those level 4 Guardians. Master class. They are beasting. They should easily be able to deal with these. Soldiers of Gondor aren't really a match for the the might of the Dwarves. Boromir's actually in trouble here. We have Men of Dale as well as a bunch of units here. There goes the heal on Boromir. Boromir does have leadership now, which will be a huge boost to the Men of the West army power. But yeah, without leadership of the dwarves, I think they're going to fall behind in power. And it seems we have a bit of a hero spam going on here. SaMuRa's opted to go for Faramir, Éomer, and Éowyn somehow. Unusual in a 1v1 to see so many heroes so quickly. But actually, I can see that being very effective. So that could be a very good choice for him. Of course, Éomer will be really nice for the outlaw leadership once he gets level 4. which won't take that long. Interesting. SaMuRaI's putting farms on the outskirts of Bravox's base. I wonder why, because he's literally just giving power points to the enemy. Couldn't tell you. Oh, he's actually found the ring. Wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know if the ring gets utilized or not in this game, but that'd be interesting. If it did, I'd be alright with that. But if it didn't, I'd also be alright with that, because that would of course swing the game in someone's favor very substantially. Assuming they could of course save up that much. But it seems like SaMuRaI's actually doing quite nicely saving up. SaMuRaI's actually only got 500 command point worth of farms. As where Bravox has 825, well he had 775 worth. Bravox has rebuild, rally call 11 power points, and 738 command points of army. We have lone tower, heal, rally call 4 power points, and 460 command points worth of army for SaMuRaI. So SaMuRaI has a smaller army, but it is got much more heroes in it, which will of course increase the power of it dramatically. These heroes are, of course, as we all know, very good. And while they're attacking here, it looks like Bravox is moving across the fort with a pretty good army there. Lone Tower does have some Gunner Archers in it, just getting some damage done. Bravox also has a battle wagon with leadership banner on it, which is definitely a good choice. Since he doesn't have a hero for leadership, that's a perfect option for that. The hero spam is real on the SaMuRaI side, which could be a problem for Bravox, but it looks like he's doing alright here. As he's currently pushing across to the center, and he's unopposed currently. As SaMuRaI tries to take up the top, while finishing off the rest of the Dwarven units up there. Is he going to go back and defend his base, though? He's throwing up some arrow towers quickly. At least he has some defense. As many arrow towers as he can afford, I'd imagine. No, actually not. He could afford more, but he's saving some money for something. I think his archer range is toast, though, to be safe. Safe to say, rather. Bravox is doing a good job of keeping his battle wagon out of harm's way, keeping it in hold ground stance so it doesn't just auto-target and run off and get itself killed. Because really, you just want to, kind of like a drummer troll, you just want to keep it there. And just keep it as a buff stick of sorts, just to stand there and do the buff without actually getting hit. I mean, they're good units too, of course. You can use them against archers quite nicely and such. But that's really a good way to use it. And now Bravox is going to encounter the army of heroes. They're trying to burst down the battle wagon with powers. Eowyn should finish it off. And indeed she does. The battle wagon is gone. Now the leadership buff for the Dwarves is gone as well. And now I think it's cleanup time for the Men of the West. This amount of heroes is going to make it very difficult for Bravox to really get anything done. Either he's going to need some heroes himself. Like if he can get Gimli, get Slayer level 5, then he can take out majority of these heroes. But of course that's a costly investment. But is it a worth the investment? It might be. Because I don't think conventional armies will work against this amount of heroes. You're going to need some heroes of your own, or else you're just not going to be able to compete. And that is the problem that he's currently facing. Of course, Dwarves don't have as many heroes available. They have Brand, which I'm surprised he doesn't have a Brand, to be honest. Brand's a good choice in any... well, not in any scenario. I don't find Brand particularly good against Goblin spam or anything like that, but against stuff like Men of the West or Dwarves or what have you, I think Brand's a pretty safe option. Bravox has opted not to get a hero. I think that's going to be a huge factor in this game. Let's have a look at the economies and such again. Well, nothing's happening. Got 13 power points for SaMuRaI. He's at 456 of 825. He's doing good on the economy front. Ooh, we got some of Dale there. 5 power points. 780 of 900. So Bravox definitely has a bigger army. And he has more farms as well. power points wise, we have a 10, a 5, and a 5, and a 13. A 10, a 5, a 5, and a 6. So SaMuRaI is ahead on power points. Which also could be a big deciding factor, because if he gets a big power like, you know, some Rohirrim, Army of the Dead, etc., some Dunedain, that kind of stuff could be very, very beneficial. There goes the Summon Men of Dale. Unfortunately, all getting hit by the Boromir stun horn. That is unfortunate. This is this has got to be brutal for the dwarves. And there is the Dunedain summon, and that is going to help dramatically. Oh boy, Rabox is in trouble. I don't think there's enough power in the Men of the West army to destroy Brabox at all. He doesn't have very many melee fighters other than his heroes, of course. He's doing good, keeping his heroes out of harm's way, microing them out of battle when he needs to. It's always good not to let your heroes die. Because in 2.02, of course, they take ages to come back. So you gotta try and keep them alive as best to your ability. Oh, damn. The Men of Dale are just getting slaughtered there. Under the Men of Dale, the Axors, by the Dunedain. And of course, if he keeps Éomer in the range, he actually gets money for those kills as well. Which is always good. And now he's at the doorstep of Brabox. Brabox, of course, is at his doorstep as well, though. And he's got Forged Blades upgrades. That has potential to do some damage. If only he had siege hammers on his guardians. Oh boy, the fun he could have. An undermine with a undermine full of guardians with siege hammers can actually just, it can destroy your base immediately. That is a real threat you have to watch out for. BattleWagon having trouble here because of all the amount of archers and heroes and such. Couldn't get anywhere close to these, but these will of course time out, and then he'll be by himself. SaMuRaI's throwing up a forward siege works. That's pretty bold. Too bold, I think. He's also got Aragorn on the field. I don't think that forward siege works is going to last very long, to be honest. Especially now that he's having to pull back. He does see that Brabox is in his base with some stuff. He's attacking here as well. And with the Forged Blades upgrades, he's going to do a lot more damage as well, so Dwarves should be a lot better off, I think, with the Forged Blades. Faramir's having a field day, though. He doesn't have to get anywhere close to that. Now Brabox will indeed try to take this out. So there's Gondor archers in this lone tower there. This lone tower 2.02, of course, has a slot, so you can garrison stuff. One trebuchet has come out. I don't think it's going to get much done, though. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. That's Dwarven quality. That ain't going down with a crappy trebuchet like that. Nuts at all. If Aragorn gets too leveled up, things are going to be problematic as well. For that Army of the Dead, even Elendil is pretty painful to face. This is unusual. In a one-on-one, you don't normally see hero spam. But here it is. And I gotta say, it's actually working. Which, it's like, well, I mean, you expect it to work because heroes are strong, but it's just like, most people just spam armies and then don't build siege when they need it and do stuff like that. And then you have this, which I don't mind. I think, still, like I say, Brabox is making a mistake by not getting heroes of his own. He's relying on conventional armies to destroy heroes, which can work if Boromir wasn't around. He needs Dane for that fear resist. He doesn't have it, and he's had the means to do it for a while. If he has the money to upgrade to Forged Blades and stuff, he could go for a King Dane. I think that would be a worthy investment, because then his dwarves won't stop, and they can kill off those heroes with their Forged Blades. but he's not going to go for King Dane, I don't think. I don't think the banner on the battle wagon gives you fear resist, but I'm not actually sure about that. Well, there's a Hobbit summon from Bravox there. He's going to try and get this tower out of here. Let me have a look at this real quick. Nearby is getting 3% armor and damage, and they're faster. So no, they don't. Leadership does not give you fear resist. It just, that's exactly what that is. The only way he's going to get fear resist is if he builds King Dane. Or gets his guys to level 5, like those phalanxes there. And look at those phalanxes go. See, they have the potential to kill heroes. He's got a good idea here. Even Aragorn and Blade Master are still taking a good amount of damage from these level 5 phalanxes with upgrades. Look at him go. Unfortunately, Aragorn's probably leveling up nicely off these level 5 guys. Oh, and we have Gandalf. What on earth? I should have stayed in the mines. There goes Gandalf with the Wizard Blast. Killing a decent amount of dwarves and wounding a majority of them. Bravox should pull all those back and heal up if he can. If he has a Hearth or Siege Kegs, I believe heals you guys as well around your fort. I think Bravox would be absolutely solid if he just had King Dane. That's all he needs. But he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And it kills me. Also, more Men of Dale might be good as well. Men of Dale got good range. And if you can get the fire arrow upgrades for the Men of Dale, those probably be pretty good too. I don't know what's better, Axors or Men of Dale against heroes. I'd imagine Men of Dale, but I don't actually know. And now SaMuRaI's base is being attacked by dwarves from here. He's pushing across the ford there. And all he has is heroes. Okay, we'll see how that works out for SaMuRaI. I think that's not good for SaMuRaI whatsoever. I mean, he is defending against that small amount of rabble there. Dwarven riches for Bravox. I mean, currently it looks like Bravox is doing quite nicely. He's got this. You know what would really help him right now is a Demolisher. Then all the heroes that have to focus the Demolisher. Ah, he's done it. Of course, he does have to level up to what? 3, 2? Oh, it's only 2. Nice. Yeah, he gets to get that King Dane up there. Once he gets King Dane to level 2 and doesn't get him killed, he's got to be very careful with King Dane because the amount of heroes will take King Dane down very quickly. He's got to stand kind of in the back, I guess, of his army. Kind of like the battle wagon, I'd imagine. Try not to throw him into battle too much against the hero army. And then he should have fear resist for his army, and the army should be able to overpower the Men of the West heroes, assuming Gandalf doesn't get a huge Wizard Blast. Gandalf's going to be a problem, actually. It might have been okay before, but with Gandalf in the fray, these clumps of armies are going to be just Wizard Blast material. And that's going to be a problem. A beagle problem. Bravox is mobilizing an army in the north ford there. Looks like he's getting ready to move in soon. Meanwhile, SaMuRaI is opting for the small but mighty force here. As where Bravox is opting for the large and mighty force. But an army of heroes is nothing to be taken lightly. Like, Aragorn's Blade Master and immediately gets nothing done with it. That's good. He's also sent out Tower Guards to try and deal with some of the mine shafts. Which is a good call. Tower Guards will do good building damage there. Get rid of those. Bravox is going to continue to throw mines up though, which is definitely what he should do. King Dane is there, and he's still level 1 though. King Dane needs to level up. Oh no. SaMuRaI should really delete this farm. He cannot allow King Dane to level 2 off his farm. He didn't get any experience at all. I guess that's good. Boromir is here for home defense. He's the head of Homeland Security. He's got the horn and he's ready to use it. And we have the Dunedain summon. Boromir's going in for the horn. There it is. And now the dwarves will start taking a massive amount of arrow damage. King Dane is all by himself. Now he's got to do it himself. Unfortunately, King Dane is making a huge mistake. What is he doing with King Dane? That was a questionable play. He should have got King Dane out of there. I don't know why he did that. That was really strange. Either he wasn't microing him at all and he just walked over there, or I don't know. But that was a strange move, to say the least. So King Dane didn't even get to level 2. That's an unfortunate turn of events. Eowyn got ravaged though. She died very quickly there. Now that shows you the might of the dwarves. Nothing stands taller than the might of the dwarves. That's a lot of dwarves as well. This is good play too, keeping his armies in different groups. Keep it in one big group, you're gonna lose it all in one big group. So if you can avoid that, that would be wise, very wise. It looks like SaMuRaI is pushing in now. He's got his Dunedain summon and his tower guards and heroes. Will they engage here? RotWK is going to pull across the ford. He's also got a Hearth battle wagon, which is nice. Hopefully he's getting King Dane back. I still think he needs King Dane. He just needs to play better with him. Gandalf is now level 3. It's the glowy staff and the such. Oh boy, we have Tom Bombadil. We can some Men of Dale summon there. Gandalf using his lightning sword. Doing pretty good damage. Not too bad though. Oof, Gandalf is really making a difference. If he can keep Gandalf safe, Gandalf will just absolutely destroy the dwarves here. And there's the Elendil. Showing once again he's desperately needs fear resist. Or level 5s. But I mean, against this amount of heroes, he doesn't really have a chance, does he? They're just leveling up so much and just doing so well. Men of the West heroes are so strong. Gotta feel bad. I almost feel bad for RotWK at this point. He has the right idea though. Keep attacking the base of SaMuRaI. Try and whittle him down. And eventually he might get enough stuff at his base to take him down. A sneaky demolisher with a support of phalanxes might be able enough to actually destroy him. But I don't think he's opting to go for a sneaky demolisher. Which is something Dwarven players don't do enough, I feel. Sneaky demolishers are quite terrifying, to be honest. If you see that come out of the mist, and then it gets up to your fort and deploys, you're like, oh god, that's not good. Of course, he's going to divert all attention to destroying the demolisher, or else he's going to die, allowing your army to completely just do what they want. Even a demolisher in an army is actually pretty good sometimes, because you just set it up, deploy it in front of your army, they'll focus that, and then your army is free to do stuff while your demolisher tanks all the damage. And they tank it nicely as well. So that's a good tactic to use if you want. If you don't, fine. It's like he's gonna go for the marketplace. Unfortunately, these storms don't have mithril mail, so they're taking a lot of arrow fire, and they will die before getting that marketplace down. Of course, the rebuild will storm down on the marketplace to keep it alive as well. SaMuRaI sitting on 4,200, 800, or 685, 825, and he just about has a 25-point power. Oh boy! I believe Army of the Dead is after his Dunedain. I think that's true, but I'm not entirely sure. RotWK is at 3 power points, 860 of 1,000, so he's doing nicely on the army and command point fronts. He's got Undermine as well. If you could somehow build up a sneaky Undermine army with some forged siege hammers, it could be good. I think he should actually give his Guardian siege hammers, the ones he's sending in, if he's sending them in. Like, these ones could use siege hammers, and they would help against the buildings. I mean, even Theoden's joined the fray now. Is that every hero from the Men of the West faction? It very well may be. Oh boy. If he gets army, oh, he's Earthquake. Okay, Earthquake is after Dunedain Summon. I'm always wrong every time. So he's got Earthquake ready to be used. That's going to be pretty devastating, I would imagine. There it is. And that shuts down the main infrastructure of Brabox. He still has 3 halls of Guardians, but he got rid of the archery range, the mine, and all that stuff in the middle. So that should slow Brabox down a bit. King Dane is out again, and he does have Stubborn Pride, but of course he's no match for the amount of heroes that are here. That's the problem. He really needs to, like, not fight with King Dane. And unfortunately he keeps trying to do so. Sad day indeed. King Dane cannot fight this many heroes. It's just not possible. His army could. As long as Gandalf doesn't Wizard Blast the shit out of him. And unfortunately, that is happening. We're using Captain Gondor there. Tower Guards are now level 3. Very nice. I think this game is quickly becoming very heavily in the favor of the Men of the West. He's throwing down 2 siege works now. This is almost troll-like, isn't it? Throwing down 2 siege works in front of your enemy. Very, very almost like. See what level Aragorn is. If he gets level 10, that's going to be a nightmare. He's getting close. Ooh. If we can get a level 10 Gandalf, though, I would not be mad. I would love to see a Word of Power. It's a power you don't get to see more enough of. More Word of Powers is always a good thing, in my opinion. Gandalf levels up very slowly, that's why. And of course, you usually don't get into, like, mid to late game. And there goes Gandalf's Wizard Blast. Ravaging the Dwarves. Another in full retreat. Seems something does stand taller than the might of the Dwarves this day, and that would be the Men of the West heroes. Undermine going in, and he's going for the forts. Will he be able to take it down, though, is the question. He's got to go through the towers, of course, before he can get to the actual fortress itself. Eowyn is here, but that is not Boromir, unfortunately, for SaMuRaI. He might be able to do this. His Guardians don't have siege hammers, though. Brabox, the siege hammers is so much better than the forge blades. Oh, he's not going to have enough. And it looks like boiling oil was just purchased as well. Will he use it? You know that guy wants to pour that oil. No? Guess not. I guess he's not really paying attention to it. He managed to get the fort down to half. And Boromir's now here as well. And the attack has failed. If he had siege hammers, I think he could have got it. Maybe. Although 1 battalion, maybe not. I don't know. And there goes the rebuild, so negating everything that attack did, pretty much. That's very unfortunate. Now we have 2 level 2 siege works. And he has the Firestones. Good, good. Firestones up the damage of building against buildings so much. I mean, look at that. You can see the difference immediately. That did like a sliver compared to the Firestone. And Dwarves are in a heap of trouble. Everyone is very close to level 9 there. There goes Barrage. Hitting the majority of the whatever was there. Brabox is off host, by the way, so he does have delay. More delay than even SaMuRaI does. But yeah, that does make it. It does make a big difference in this game, believe it or not. Being off host, if you're host, you have a big advantage in this game, which it sucks, but you know that's how it is. It's always been that way. It probably will continue to be that way for foreseeable future. Unless someone does something about it somehow. Is Aragorn just gonna? Is he really? He shouldn't be an aggressive stance. I'm just saying. I think SaMuRaI just wants everyone to die. What is he doing? What on earth? Oh man, this game is definitely over. Just SaMuRaI, I can't tell if he's playing serious or not. I feel like he kind of is, but kind of like an off way. He's also being a troll at the same time. There goes the rebuild, but it's not going to matter. Oh, the mighty catapult's up. Will that be enough to save him? He needs to fire immediately if he's going to live. Fire the Death Star. There it goes. And that does indeed destroy every one of those. Very nice. That would have destroyed the fort in 2 more volleys, I believe. So luckily for Bravox, he managed to get that down. And the majority of the Junior Knight are dead as well. There's Tom Bombadil. Oh, no. Where's the Sonic song? Come on. Come on. Show him whose boots are yellow. That was a terrible Sonic song. Unfortunate. Well, things are looking bleak for Bravox, to say the least. How are the men in the West doing on PowerPoints? He's got SaMuRa Harem now, which of course leads to Army of the Dead. I think I can say that safely and be correct. We have 10 PowerPoints there for Bravox. You still do pretty well on the economy front. You still got 850 farms, which is still more than SaMuRa has. Both players have the thing that boosts their economy as well, Dwarven Riches and Marketplace. Bravox is continuing to lose ground. Well, he's trying to reclaim it. Commendable. Fortunately, just doesn't have enough to do it. And he's pushing down here. Let's see how this does. I mean, he's going for attacks on the base, but he's not using siege hammers. It baffles me. It's like, I know it lowers their attack against units, but he's not really trying to focus units with these. Would it not be better to have siege hammers? Am I wrong? I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of an oversight. Because he has the means to siege hammer. Well, he doesn't anymore, actually. Turns out. He doesn't have his Forge Works. But in the past, he had the means to siege hammer. And I thought that would have been good. Because buildings drop from siege hammers. They still drop quick, but... I mean, it gets like a fort. Everyone knows Guardian with siege hammers are deadly against your fortress. And the undermine thing. Which happens quite often in games. Someone uses spy power, like if you're in a team game. To summon the undermine, the dwarves will pop out with the heroes. And the Guardian siege hammers or zealots. And they'll just ravage your fortress. It's always fun. Not this game, though. This game, he's prepared. There's the horn. And there's Aragorn running while swinging. It's a very awkward animation, isn't it? Running while swinging, one-handed. One-handedly swinging his two-handed sword. That sword is massive. So there's no way he could one-handedly swing that shit. At least not really that well. It's a strange animation that I'm kind of curious as to why it exists. Yeah, I think Bravox's chances of victory are quickly becoming non-existent. I think the Man of the West are pulling ahead too far. Although he does have an upgraded fort. He's also got some catapults on it. To really make use of the catapults, though, he's going to need the fire upgrade for the fort. Also, I think if he has fire upgrade on the fort and he puts catapults here and here, then they should be able to outrange the catapults that will be shooting at him. Maybe even these ones might be able to do that. Because I think Dwarven catapults outrange trebuchets, but I'm not positive about that. It sounds reasonable, but my statistics are never really fact-checked. Just say. I just kind of go off of what I think, and then I'm not sure, and then okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm not, I'm not. Great. Aragorn is level 9. Eowyn's level 10. Boromir's level 10. Oh my god. What can Dwarves do against this reckless men of the West? The answer is, I don't know. Even Faramir's almost level 10. He's doing quite nicely in the defense of Ithilien. By Ithilien, I mean this tower. We'll call it Ithilien for now. Just because we can. There's a siege works being built in the bottom left. Interesting placement. If he's planning on doing Demolisher, I guess even then, I don't know. It's still pretty open. Especially since there's some tower guards down here. Nobody's creeped the troll layers. I think SaMuRa actually would have been pretty well off creeping the troll layer, taking it in. Because, of course, the in unit for Men of the West is the Dunedain Rangers. I guess he did, actually. Up here. Dunedain Rangers are quite good, though. He's opting not to build any. I guess he doesn't need them. I mean, to be fair, I can't argue with that. He's got a level 6 Gandalf. His hobbits are throwing rocks, killing guys as they do so. And there goes another lone tower summon. Oh dear. These lone towers are being a real nuisance for the Dwarves. It's gotta be said. I don't see lone tower be so useful usually. But it is proving to be quite nice. And now SaMuRa is moving in the north here. There's the Undermine. Didn't do too much damage. Just knocked him back a bit. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the Forged Blades upgrades anymore, so he's not going to do nearly as much damage as he could have. And the heroes will probably just destroy the Dwarves pretty easily. Boromir is just going to be the champion of the Men of the West here. That horn is MVP. It just renders his units screwed. See, look how long they stay stunned. I think it should be half that duration. I think that would be good. That's still pretty reasonable. You don't need the enemy units to be stunned for that long. I mean, look at games like let's take a MOBA for example, like League of Legends. When a unit uses a stun, if it lasts more than 2 seconds, like 2 seconds is an eternity. Like this is not a difference. If your units are stunned for like 10 seconds, that's so long. That's long enough for absolute devastation to ravage your entire army. But even 5 seconds is still enough time to ravage your entire army. So I don't know. I feel like Boromir's horn duration could be decreased a bit. I've seen that said. Boromir needs to be nerfed a bit. I think that's reasonable to stay. I'd agree. Let's just admire King Dane's beauty for a second here. He's not as cool as the HD edition King Dane, but he's still our beloved King Dane that we all know and love. And he's also got the HD model of my HD texture pack. It was also made by Ryder Rohan and Matthias. Which of course just adds HD textures to things that already exist. But doesn't change models or anything like that, like HD edition does. Alright, big engagement here. Looks like a bombardillo has been done, and it did quite a bit of damage. Fortunately, he does have a hearth there. Unfortunately, the Dunedain Rangers are just ravaging his army, so it doesn't matter. Now Gandalf's leading a small battalion, few battalions, couple battalions. That's the word I'm looking for, couple. He doesn't have the fire upgrade on his catapults. That's too bad. I find catapults to be so not... They're just not very good if they don't have the upgraded fire for any faction. I mean, they're still effective. Don't get me wrong. But the effectiveness goes up by like 200%. Just throwing out random numbers at this point. But I feel that's accurate. We're watching the slow death of Brabox and the Dwarves. It's painful. It's painful, man. Especially since we see how little that SaMuRa actually has. He's just got a lot of farms. He's got some towers on his fort. That's about it. He's got a barracks. A barracks. But his hero spam is so strong that the dwarves can't break it. And that's fair enough. I don't know what I would do in Bradlock's position at this point, you know. At this point, I think it's got too late. I think he either needed to get Gimli out sooner and try to shut down the heroes with Slayer, if he could get him level 5, which doesn't take too long. That might have been a good call. I think maybe he focused too hard on the countering hero spam with armies. I think you gotta counter hero spam with hero spam, to be honest. Otherwise, what choice, like, what chance do you have? Because obviously the heroes won't get frozen by Boromir's Horn. So your 4 Dwarven heroes can sit there and pick off the strong heroes. Then you can bring in your army. I guess that would be pretty good. King Dane and his dwarves are being trampled. No! Well, he's in there. He's got upgrades. Let's see how he does. Oh! If he actually kills him, that would be incredible. Oh no. Look at this. Oh no! Also, he's got boiling oil. I don't know if he's using it. Doesn't look like SaMuRa is using boiling oil. And once again, he doesn't have the siege hammers. Oh. I wish he had siege hammers. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Because the one time he might have been able to kill him, the Army of the Dead shows up. Ruins is fun. That's gotta be heartbreaking. Ah. King Dane. You were so old, yet so young. That really sucks. I thought Broadbox might have had him. But no, he just got the Army of the Dead right as his fort was being attacked. What luck! Jesus. SaMuRa is just a lucky son of a bitch. Timed it perfectly. There's the arrow volley, getting a fair amount of dwarves there. Or long shot, one of the two. Probably arrow volley. Because I don't think he even has any rangers to use long shot. Bradlock's still fighting on though. Commendable. He's not giving up so easily. Most players would have GG'd like halfway through this game. I mean, he still has a chance. Don't get me wrong. But when your armies get crushed left and right and center all the time, a lot of players just go, ah, fuck it, just quit. But if you can pull a victory out, that'd be incredible. Do I think he can? Ah. No. Maybe? I mean, SaMuRa's not playing very well, let's be honest here. I don't think he's not trying. He hasn't been trying for ages. He doesn't need to. He's sitting on 13 grand. He's not rebuilt his base at all, and he's just relying on his heroes with a couple of battalions of pikes. So really, he is just trolling at this point. Which is definitely going to be annoying to face as well. Being trolled by a bunch of Men of the West heroes. Oh god. Aragorn's level 10. Oh dear. Well, there goes the Dwarven army once again. Falling victim to the army of dead soldiers. Oh, what level's Gandalf? 7. And Gandalf's getting up there. I want level 10 Gandalf. I want it so bad. But at what cost? How many dwarves must die for this level 10 Gandalf to exist? The answer is many, many dwarves. Which, yeah, I think Bradbox is pretty solidly defeated here. That just shows the power of hero spam. But I do genuinely think he needed to counter hero spam with hero spam. But he did not. I've seen this happen before, where somebody just kept sending troops after heroes and just getting slaughtered. You can't fight armies of heroes without armies of heroes. It's just not a thing. Well, you can, as long as they're not powerful. But all these guys are powerful as fuck. So, I mean, Aragorn, Boromir especially, and Gandalf, of course, with his Wizard Blast, makes armies hard to actually use against heroes. Boromir-Gandalf combo is strong. You just freeze them and breeze them. It's the best thing I got. Breeze them. It rhymed. That's all I can do. Breeze through them, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Well, I don't know how much longer this game will go on, but I think we all know what the outcome is going to be. Unless RotWK somehow gets a sneaky little victory. I mean, it's not looking likely. Once again, these siege works are cropping up. The siege camps are being made. And things are definitely not going well for Dwarves. He's still raiding as much land as possible, though. SaMuRaI's almost got 25 power points again, but I think he's out of powers to buy. He might not be. So he's got 25, 25, 15, 15. He doesn't have Cloud Break. Why doesn't he have Cloud Break? He can buy Cloud Break right now. He just doesn't need it or doesn't want to. I guess the last thing Dwarves need on their side is another stun against them. Between Cloud Break and Boromir, I can see stun being pretty annoying. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. What does the Men of the West have to do with this? An army of the Deads? Boromir's here. Theoden's here. He didn't upgrade this time, though. I don't know why... I was going to say, I don't know why he put the boiling oil in there and didn't use it. There goes the boiling oil. Oh, completely shut him down. Oh, no. This fort will not fall while the Men of the West draw the breath. Unbuffed, unarmored dwarves will just keep dying to the boiling oil. And that. I mean, that helps too. Gandalf's little 8s, man. He's got Starry Lights. Starry Lights pretty good. Word of power. Starry Lights, of course, we're good against like single big enemies. Like heroes or mimics or fell beasts or what have you. You can still use it on a battalion, I think. Pretty sure it does AoE damage, kind of like the Eye of Sauron does. Not the Eye of Sauron. Is it called Eye of Sauron? Evil Eye, that's what it's called, from Mouth of Sauron. It has a bit of an AoE effect as well. It's a similar ability, actually, now that I think about it. And now the trebuchets are working down the fortress of Brabox. I think in this case, he will have victory. There's enough Dunedain here to protect the trebuchets easily. He's defended easily with his boiling oil and his heroes. Brabox throwing down the rebuild there. He will not go quietly into the night. The horn of Helm Hammerhand will sound in the deep one last time. I don't know why I'm quoting Rohan, but hey, there you go. And that should be it. Perhaps. Down goes the Fortress of Brabox. And with it, any hopes the dwarves might have had. Which pretty much was nothing. Look at this trebuchet spam. What the fuck? Oh god. Well, that must have been a hard game for Brabox to fight. In fact, I know it was because he raged raged in the comment section of the replay thread. But still, I can see why. I can definitely see why. Because holy shit. And the bad part is, it doesn't feel like SaMuRaI played very seriously. Like he just trolled with heroes and didn't do much. Other than that, except for build farms. Don't get me wrong, he did good on building his farms. He kept his farm presence out. Kind of. Even though there's more mines on the field down the farms. He didn't really, like... In the beginning, he seemed to start off nicely, normally, conventionally, and then he just went into heroes and stopped building troops, pretty much. It's like putting up forward siege works right in front of the Dwarven base, stuff like that. Stuff that normally you wouldn't do. Roblox is hiding somewhere, though. He's hiding in the bottom left. Ah, of course he is. Alright, well, I'm going to fast forward this. He has found him. And now he will perish. One last bombadillo to see us off. Nice. The Oathbreakers have come. Now we'll watch this up close and personal. Ah, the beautiful phalanxes are dying. I know. Fucking Tom Bombadil. What is Tom Bombadil even? I know what he is, but just like who came up with the? Well, I know who came up with the idea of Tom Bombadil. Obviously, still keen, but still, he's weird. He's not dead yet. Okay, where is he at now? He's building a new fort over here. We're gonna fast forward until he's found and dead. There he is. Alright. Aragorn and the army of the dead trying to take down a fort. Seems to be going pretty well. And that's how it felt to be like at the Perilor Fields. Just Aragorn running at you with an army of dead soldiers. There we go. Frog's been defeated. He put up a good fight. But I definitely think he needed heroes, or zealots even. Zealots might have been good too. He didn't use a single zealot, as far as I can saw. Could have, or saw. English. So zealots and heroes would have helped against the hero spam, I believe, of the Men of the West. But he gave it a good effort, and he died. Slowly. And painfully. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that cast, and I'll see you guys in the next cast of the RotWK Patch 2.2 version 6. See you all next time.